Welcome back to Buff-A-Touille. Today, we're going to do something special. Today, we're going to do something we probably won't again. We're actually going to use a crock pot today. Today's special is one of my signature dishes that I've made for many years now, and it is white chicken chili slash nachos. So the great question is it a chili or is it a nacho? And today we're going to eat it the way that I like it, as more of a nacho. So how did we come up with this dish? About 15 years ago, I was visiting my parents' house with my brother, and it was just right after Thanksgiving. And my mother had some leftover turkey, and I thought, what can we do with this? So my mother is always well stocked in her pantry. So we were able to pull out a drawer and we found a can of Bush's beans. And there's a recipe on the back for white chicken chili. I thought, never had that before. So with that, a little creativity came into play and we made it our own. And since then, this has been something that I bring to a lot of celebrations, and we eat here in our home quite a bit, especially New Year's Eve. And right now, as we create this video, it's a kickoff of football season. So it's a really great dish to use for if you're going to watch some fall sports. So we look forward to sharing it with you today. And next we'll get started. Before we do that, I want to show, you can see up here in the picture, we have all the different ingredients that we're going to use today. You'll be able to find those in the description box a little bit later as well. And so with that, we're going to start by shredding our chicken. So we'll get started on that next. All right, so for today, the crock pot that we have here is one of the largest sizes available. We're going to use nearly all of it. So we want to make sure that we're using a very large crock pot. The chicken, often you're like, well, what kind of chicken should I put in this, or turkey? Well, if you do have leftover turkey, absolutely add the turkey. Otherwise, we use a lot of rotisserie chicken. It's super easy to get. You can get it nearly every grocery store. So we bought this one at Costco and we let it cool down just so it's not so hot, I guess. But we're going to shred this. And we're going to add that in first. So we'll go ahead and shred this and add to the crock pot. Okay, so now we have the chicken shredded. I just want to say one more thing about the chicken. I like to do it by hand because you can really sort out the pieces that you don't want. So don't buy pre-shredded chicken. Do it yourself, put the love into it, make it right. So now for this rest of the ingredients, we're gonna put these in here. A couple tips here for the butter beans. I drain those for most of the way. The navy beans, they're a little bit syrupy, so I'll drain out about half the liquid. The overall consistency of this, I said, is it's going to be more of a nacho dip than more of a chili. So we'll go ahead and we'll start putting these in. And so I'm going to start actually with the Great Northern beans, or we've got a few different names, similar to the navy bean. If you really want to be wild, you can throw in a black bean, or sometimes we really get special and we'll put in the garbanzo beans. So like you'll see the garbanzo beans up here in the corner. So it's kind of fun to make it your own. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put in the butter beans. I like to put these in first because they do add a little bit of liquid to this, so when we stir it, it is helpful. So at this point now, I'm going to give it a stir. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the first bag of cheese, which is cheddar jack cheese. Cheddar jack, we're using cheddar jack and pepper jack. So those, for some reason, make the best combination for this. I've tried it with Colby Jack. Just something special about the cheddar jack that makes it taste right. And then obviously the pepper jack gives it a little more heat. All right, so we got the cheddar jack in. Now we'll go ahead and add our green chilies. These are diced ones. Right. And we're going to put in a can of original Rotel. So we prefer the original Rotel over the mild or whatever flavors they have, but the original one is our favorite. We'll give that a fresh stir. You can see here, we don't have a lot of liquid in this. I have never had a white chili that's similar to this before. Usually they're a little bit less ingredients or they're really runny. Yeah, very soupy. This one is extra special. All right, so now we've got a can of cream of celery soup and a can of cream of chicken soup. Okay, and I need a napkin. Well, my producer's grabbing that. We'll go ahead and add in the corn. So this is Mexican style corn, it says. The other one I use is called Mexicorn, but it just adds a little color to this. So go ahead and put that in. Thank you for the napkin. And we'll give this a stir. And then we'll add in our last ingredient, which would be our pepper jack cheese. This is something you want to cook on a low heat with all this cream and cheese in here. We don't want stuff burning. But once it's warmed up and this cheese is all melted, then it's time to eat it. And you can eat it for really the entirety of whatever you're watching or the event that you're having. A lot of the foods we make here on Buff-A-Touille are pretty cheesy or creamy or buttery. Very high on the dairy index, I guess. But the one thing about them is they're always fantastic when we try them, but for some reason they're even better the next day. So just about done stirring here. Mixed up pretty well. Feel free to put in a liner for your crock pot if you like, but we don't have one of those today. So we've got everything in here. We'll go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to put it on like I said, we're going to put it on high for, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then we'll go on low for, I don't know, an hour maybe. And then we'll test it. Once it's all melted, we'll eat it. So we'll see in a little bit. As a reminder, make sure you put a lid on this. Don't lock it down if you have a locking lid, but put a lid on it. Okay, so this has been cooking for a while. We're gonna go ahead and have our first taste of it. See here, it looks all nicely cooked. It'll continue to cook over the next few hours as you eat this during the activity you have going on. So we're gonna go ahead and eat this. Now, there's two different ways you can do it. So the first thing you need to decide is how are you going to eat this? Are you going to eat it like chili? Or are you going to eat it like a nacho? And I'm going to eat it like a nacho. So I prefer to use the Tostito scoops because it will scoop it up nicely. So these are already loaded up with some of the different deliciousness. So we're going to go ahead and have our first bite. Oh yeah. Oh, one more. So every bite is a little bit different because the size of the ingredients that we're putting in there, the butter beans are huge, which is really nice, packed full of protein. The navy beans are smaller. And then obviously the chunks of chicken you saw were quite large. So we got a little bit of variation so it doesn't get monotonous. And you just want to keep eating more and more because every bite is just a little bit different than the last. So anyways, I'm so glad I could make this for you today. I really look forward to you making it throughout this football season or whatever season is that you're celebrating. I know we're going to enjoy it the rest of today. It's the first game's kickoff. And thank you once again for joining us on our Buff-A-Touille experience.